Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of African Techpreneur. This is episode 13. We're doing well. Let's see. Let's hope we can reach episode 130 without a break in between. Now, just to recap, why exactly are we doing this? Why do we do African Techpreneur? The reason we do it is for the IT varsity students. It's for our students at IT varsity. You see, what our aim is at IT varsity is to give our students a transformational learning experience. And by transformational, it means that not only are you learning something, but it also transforms your thinking. It also makes you challenge the person you were and become a new person. So the version of you that started any of our courses, particularly Entrepreneur, and the version that exited must be two completely different people. It must be a much more upgraded version of yourself that's exiting, but not only in terms of the skills, but in terms of your mindset, in terms of your level of confidence, your optimistic attitude, your go-getter drive, the grit. That's what we're trying to get. Now, with the Entrepreneur course, you're getting a bit of that. You're getting a sprinkling of that. But the African Techpreneur episodes is there to give you that boost, to give you that inspiration that you're going to need to take the brave steps that you need to take into the world of work or into the world of entrepreneurship. And it's the part of the learning experience, let's put it this way, that will sort of ignite. It will add the spark to the knowledge that you're gaining in Entrepreneur. And IT Varsity as an organization, we are different. We aim to be different to every other organization, every other school, every other coding school. It's a place where you can enroll and you will find people that are concerned about you. You'll find people that are concerned about your progress and who are really sincere about you pulling yourself out of the situation you are in and getting into a full-time job or a business of your own where you are progressing, you are earning a very comfortable living, and you are making an impact in your community. That's what we want. I mean, it's easy to be an institute that just, like a cold-faced institute where people log in, they sign up, they make payment, they go through the motions. There are forums where they ask questions, and at the end of it, they get a certificate and bye-bye. There's no human face to it. You don't know who's the people behind it. And there are lots and lots of institutes like that you can join. But we are putting our necks on the block for our students because we want to see that transition from where they are to becoming tech entrepreneurs. And it's not easy. It's very, very difficult. And that's why it's not a challenge that most institutes ever take up. But we've taken up the challenge. We've taken on the challenge because we want to see true transformation. We're not in this business just to be a business. We're in this business to transform education in this country and hopefully in this continent. And we will always try to push our students, push them forward to become the best possible versions of themselves. That's the only way we will achieve our own vision. Remember, when people ask me about IT Varsity, what do we stand for? Or what do we? So most institutes don't take this challenge because it's a very difficult challenge. And when people ask me what we stand for as IT Varsity, my answer is always this. In a typical college, in a typical learning institute, what is the product and who is the customer? I ask them that question. And the answer that everybody gives is the product is the course and the customer is the student. But at IT Varsity, we've transformed it. We've changed the whole formula. For us, the product is the student and the customer is the market, the employer or the customers that they're going to be having in their web design business or in their app development business. So we need to prepare that product, which is a student, for that customer. And it's tough. It's tough. And I think everyone will agree with me here. My whole team will agree with me that the challenge is more in the minds of people. It's the mindset of our youth. They have this massive inferiority complex generally, many of them. Others feel it's going to be easy, but it's not really easy. It's tough. And few people stand up and say, I'm going to make a change in my life, and I'm going to try to be different, and I'm going to try to make a change. And one such person is Ntobeko, who is here with us, and he is just about to graduate, and he's now starting his own web design business. Now, for me, that's the happiest thing. That is the happiest moment, because it's like a new child being born in the world. A new business is like a new child. It's exciting to think about what impact this little business is going to make, where it's going to be in a few years' time, what lives it's going to touch, how many people are going to be earning a living from this business, how many people are going to benefit from this business. And it's definitely something to celebrate. So I called Ntobeko to be my guest today for celebrating that, to get to know him, but also to advise him based on my experience in business, to give him advice and to set him on the right track from day one. Obviously not to infringe on his vision, but to share with him some of our experiences having been in business for so long. So let's start by getting to know Ntobeko. Ntobeko, tell us about you. Where are you from originally?
Okay, can I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That's okay. I'm gonna start by greeting everyone. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank to Mr. Bilali for giving me this chance. Okay, like I'm gonna start apologizing for the call. This guy was calling me just now. After I have a meeting with Bilal yesterday, I just received a call from the guy. This guy got he's working at the same. This guy talk about exactly what Mr. Bilal told me the time I was talking to Mr. Bilal. This guy he was like asking me that if he can have our group so that he can assist the group. So okay, and then I realized okay, first Mr. Bilal told me that if I start my business, so whenever I need people to work for me, while my business is still new, okay, it would be hard for me to get like a salary for them. So it can help me to get some students then work for me. This guy is looking for that opportunity. He just called me after I having a meeting with Bilal. So I just told this guy that tomorrow I'm gonna have the meeting. So he must call me before 10 o'clock. He just called me now. Then I told him I'm in a meeting right now. Okay, let me carry on. Okay. First thing, my name is Ntobeko Nene. I'm coming up from Molweni, around Pinetown. I do my matric at Solwazi Secondary School. I finished my matric at 2010. After I finished my matric, I do Maritime Studies, International Trade is Maritime Studies. And then I finish, I got my certificates on International Trade. While I was doing a Maritime Studies, I was a tutor SDUT on Inkamba Youth. Some of you know Inkamba Youth is based there in Chesterfield. But he got the branches Mlazi, but was having a winter school SDUT. I was a tutor tutoring science and operation figuring computer, which is computer. And then I finished my maritime studies. Then I become bored because maritime is based in theory. You don't have to think because you just do the simple way because you just bookkeeping and the offloading stock, just a simple thing. Then I was thinking of doing the thing that's at the end of the day I can make a business. Because if you want to do a business, firstly you have to do a business. Or okay, if you have a business, all the things that happen on the business, you must able to do it. You mustn't depend on people, so that your business must run. So okay, I decide then I have to do electrical engineering. So that's maybe I can work for 2 years or 3 years. Then after that, I open my own business.
Ntobeko, what made you choose maritime studies of all things? Why that? What attracted you to that?
Honestly, after I finish matrix, sometimes like you being decide what your friends like, not what you wanna be. Yes, because my friend want to do a maritime studies, so was my close friend. So he do maritime studies, so I choose that to do also a maritime study.
All right. Okay. So you were saying you did maritime studies and you found that it's not something that was conducive to business. It's not something that you could start a business with. Yeah. So you switched to electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering, yes.
All right. Did you actually study?
Yes. I do my electrical engineering. I do my electrical engineering. When I finish, I get the training for 2 years for electrical engineering. Then I was start on my training. I was 3.5 per month. Then I start savings for I want to open the business. So I start saving. After 2 years, I think about 25K or more.
Not bad. So from that the little amount that you were earning as a stipend, instead of spending everything, you were saving, and you saved up 25 grand. Not bad.
Yes. Then I started opening my business. Then I opened Chisanyama. Then what I did, I ran it for myself. Every time I open it 5 o'clock afternoon every day. Then I realized that my place is busy now, so I need someone to work for me, because I come from work, then I'm tired, then I start working, and lots of people are queuing there, looking for fried and all the fast food. So I had someone, then I see now, okay, I'm making more money on my Chisanyama, and then it's work. So I feel like I need more time to spend on my work now. So I leave the work because I was doing electricity. So I leave the work, then I focus on my business.
So you were doing some electrical work. Were you working for a company, or did you have your own business?
No, I was working for the company at the time.
All right. So you found you were making more money in your business than in your full-time job?
Yes.
If you don't mind asking, how much were you earning in your full-time job?
I was earning 950 per week.
All right.
Yes.
Not much. It's a very small amount. And so you started your own business. How did it go? Is it still operating?
Yes, it's still operating very well, but you all know this. Every time there is the competitors, but still operating very well.
Yeah. Fantastic. That's excellent. So you're something of an entrepreneur at heart, and I believe that everybody has an entrepreneurial spirit inside them. We all have that survival instinct, and entrepreneurship is all about survival. It's all about making your way in the world. It's about finding a solution to a problem. I was the one time I was getting advice from a very, very senior entrepreneur, and I asked him a question. I asked him that, where does the drive to become an entrepreneur come from? He said, your hunger will drive you. The more hungry you are for success, the more successful you will become, and you must let that hunger drive you. If you want it badly enough, you will get it. And I can see in you from a very young age You might have taken a wrong turn with the Maritime Studies, but you came back and you're looking for that success. And I can see that hunger is there. And I think that's the problem with most people. They're not as hungry as they want for success, and they tend to overthink things. But you kind of guy that just does it, which is cool. Okay, so all right, you've been doing your Shisanyama, and then obviously you found out about IT Varsity and the Entrepreneur course. So I got two questions there. Number one, how did you find out about Entrepreneur? And number two, what made you think, hey, you know what, maybe IT is the space to get into?
All right, I found out about IT Varsity. There's a guy staying around my place, which is called a Shapir. He used to come to my place. We talk. So he introduced me to IT Varsity. Then he asked me if I can like to do an IT. It's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you make that decision that you want to get into IT?
Okay. I didn't finish my plan for opening my business. Like my business was like opening thing like center, because it was Chisanyama and there was a salon and the car wash. So my third thing, my salon was working perfect, but I didn't want to hire I didn't hire someone. I get someone to rent on my space,
I
because
see.
it's hard to have someone to hire someone on the salon, because I'm not gonna be there a whole day checking how many people coming and I'll see. So I decided to rent the space for someone who's doing the salon, and then I was thinking of opening a internet cafe, because the reason why I opened this business, because I was seeing there is a problem on my community. There was no Chisanyama, and people, if they want to place like Chisanyama, because on my place, like, it's not just the Chisanyama on, it's a Chisanyama, and I normally host event like during the on the holiday or on the weekend month. I host event called DJ.
Fantastic.
All the stuff. So I saw the young people like the place, that's got the vibe. So around my community, there is only the tavern and the liquor place they're selling alcohol only. They don't allow everyone to come in. There's people who don't drink alcohol, but they like place who can go and have fun.
Yeah, they just come for the vibe and the socializing and things.
Yeah, exactly. So my plan was to open also the internet cafe, but it's hard to just open the internet cafe. You don't know anything about the computers. You don't know anything about software, installing Windows. So was not gonna work. So the time Shapir introduced me to IT Varsity, like I appreciate a lot, so that I can get more information about the system, everything. Now it's easy, because I can even I'm gonna even create the website. I'm gonna make my business more big.
Fantastic. So, you started at IT Varsity and you discovered that you got a talent. We discovered you got a talent. I think you were the first one in your whole group to complete Module 7 and Module 8, if I'm not mistaken. So, you definitely have a talent for IT. And I think that's going to be your next big thing. And now you've decided to start your own web design business. All right. So when you're starting a web design business, right, as with any other business, it needs an identity of itself, right? It needs a name, it needs a brand, it needs a logo, it needs colors, and it needs its own website. So did you think of a name for your business as yet, for the web design business?
Yeah, I got a name for the business that I have, but I'm still have to know this. If you got the name that's registered like my name is registered for CK1, I'm still wanna know this. Is it possible to have another name for my business? Because my Chisanyama business called another name is Ntobeko's Lifestyle, and then I opened this. I launched the CK with my new business. Then we got another name. So is it possible to have another name, or I must use the name that's on my company?
Yeah, no, it's possible. You can use another name besides your registered name. For example, Ntobeko Enterprises trading as web studio, for example. If you look at our example, IT Varsity's holding company is called Kylix. So Kylix Information Systems CC trading as IT Varsity. And we've got two other brands. We've got Xander and we've got CompuKids also. But none of them actually go with the parent company name. So you can do that. So what you're going to need to do is come up with a name for your web design company, and also a logo, and also the colors. What are the colors? I mean, if you look at the IT Varsity colors, for example, is this vibrant orange color with that gray, right? So IT and the gym logo are bright orange, and the Varsity word is in gray. If you look at other companies, you see they got a logo and they got colors. With some, the colors are so familiar that even if the logo is not there, just the color, you know which company. Like if you see that red for KFC, you just know that that's the KFC color. So colors are very important. The next thing is you need to develop your company website. That's very, very important. That's extremely important, because when I'm looking for a web design company, when any company is looking for a web design company, the first place they're going to go is to look for your website, right? So they're going to come to your website and they're going to look for your website. And if your website is not good, they're not going to give you the business. You understand? Your website needs to be the best, because if your website is not good, you can't build me a website. I don't think you can build me a website. You understand? So you need your logo, your colors. Also book your domain for your website, right? Which is the name of your company. Your domain must be as close to the name of your company as possible. For example, IT Varsity, itvarsity.org is the domain. Xander, xander.coza is the domain. You understand? So you need to be as close as possible, and develop your website and build the best possible website that you can imagine. Spend a lot of time on that. I know you have your portfolio website, and we're going to go to that now. I'm going to have a look at your portfolio website, and I also want you to look at other people's portfolio websites. Now I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you guys two very impressive portfolio websites. Are you guys seeing this? Can you see my screen yet?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, excellent. So this is a portfolio website that actually it's a Launchpad website that Sherbanu built. Sherbanu is studying with us currently. She's with the Amazon team. Now look at this beautiful, beautiful website. I only came across it yesterday, and I am very impressed. She built this for her sister, who is a patisserie chef. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And it's such a well-built website, so informative, that even though I had no intention of ordering a fancy cake from anybody, I feel like ordering a fancy cake now, for no other reason except that this website is so beautiful. So look at how the menu is structured, how beautifully. Home, about the company, my cakery, meaning the different types of cakes that she builds. Let's look at novelty cake. You see how beautifully this website is structured. There's a lot of information. It's necessary for this purpose. Okay, my website, my internet is a bit slow. That page is opening. The one part that I am really impressed with, and I found this very, very innovative, is the testimonials. But okay, let's look at the catalog of cakes. Now look at this. Ntobeko? Is there any doubt that this person is a master cake maker just by looking at these pictures? I mean, look at that. Spider-Man, Avengers, Pokemon. Impressive. Absolutely impressive. You know, so the pictures are very simple. It's not hard. Probably taken with a phone. And but it tells you so much. And then she's got different categories, right? Baby shower, novelty, bridal, drip. I don't even know what's a drip cake, but anyways, that's impressive. And then look at these testimonials. Look how she took snippets, screen grabs of WhatsApp. This is, I've never seen this before. I have never seen this used before. This is very, very impressive. Look at this guy, how happy he's looking. He looks like one of those Indian film stars. But look how happy he's looking with his cake. That smile tells me more than all the words. So you're following Ntobeko. You're looking at this website here, right? Also request quotation and contact us. Clearly defined website. Everything is there. Now the direct opposite of this website in terms of content. Look, this website is very content rich, but the content is not cluttered. It's easy to find everything. You understand? Now look at this one. This is also one of my students, but she's from 2009. She was on, I think, episode 2 or episode 3 of African Techpreneur. Her name is Zakia. This is the direct opposite. Can you see this? Not so much content. Much less content, more pictures, beautiful colors. And that color stands out. And look at her logo, Pixel Website Studio. If I want a website, I'm not going to go past her. I want this person to build my website. Look at her portfolio. All right, my internet is a bit slow. All right, now look at this, how beautiful. And she's using a bit of animation. And let's go back up and down. Okay, as you see you scroll up, you see the laptops, they kind of come into view. And look how she embedded the picture of the website inside the laptop screen. Rather than just having the picture on its own, she put it inside the laptop screen, which is really brilliant. Unique houseboat memorability. So you can actually find out more about each one, and see how she instead of just putting the picture, she put a description next to it. Right? What is this project about? Who is the person behind it? Who is the business behind it? I think that's brilliant. And then in the second row, she kind of mixed it around. So rather than having all the screens and then all the text in two separate columns, like screen, text, text, screen, screen, text. And then she used this beautiful separator here. You notice this line here. And it's the same color, and it's also got a recurring theme. Look at that little upward pointing triangle, and there's it here on the top again. You see that attention to detail. Beautiful. This is a really good website. And here's her Instagram feed. I don't know what it's got to do with her website, but it's beautiful. It just adds to the overall aesthetic of this website. And this is why I am very comfortable handing off web design work to Zakia, because she's an absolute pro. Let's look at her testimonials. Happy clients. What people have to say. Look at this. Beautiful. She's got the company logos, and she's got the testimonials below that. And remember what she said. I don't know if you attended that episode, but she started off doing work for free. And she built up her experience, she built up her confidence, and now she's doing very well. And she added more services. She added graphic design and social media services. So she is a one-stop shop now, Ntobeko. What you need to become is this one-stop shop. You don't have to have the skills yourself. You can outsource the skills. So a company comes up to you and they say, look, we want a website, but we need graphics, we need photographs, we need some copy to be written for the website. A good web design company will say, yes, we can do all that for you. If you're prepared to pay the price, we can give you a one-stop service, complete website, and it will transform your business. And then you can outsource that. You can get the right people on board. Don't think you can do everything yourself. Collaboration is everything. And then coming back to this website, Sherbanu was telling me that her sister got her first order yesterday, Ntobeko. Now that is impressive, because she didn't just build a website, she also transformed her sister's business. So now she's getting orders from this business. If you want your clients to be truly happy, you need to show them how their website is going to make money for them, or you need to make their websites make money for them. Oh, I didn't notice this before. There's actually a WhatsApp chat here also, probably a WhatsApp for business. Awesome stuff, Ntobeko. Are you impressed? Yeah. Okay, now let's look at your portfolio website and give you some tips on this one. Simple is always the best. Simple wins every time. So this is nice. I like this. You see the square here, you can maybe give it some rounded corners. It depends on your theme, but it's okay as it is. I like App Dev Master. Then I want you to look at this photo here, the background photo. Can you see it's a low resolution picture? It's pixelating. It's blur. Now you need to get a high resolution version of that. Otherwise it will look a bit bad. And this section here, have only your logo. Remove all the extras. All this you can move to somewhere else, right? Just put your logo there. Ntobeko, the WordPress master, if that's your logo. Your picture needs to be a bit bigger, and your text. The other thing about your text is that you can see it's overlapping. The second and the third rows are overlapping. It doesn't look very nice. I'm sure you can change that with a few CSS tweaks. Here's where it gets a bit confusing. When I look at it, I'm seeing this whole about me section. The colors don't match, and there's a lot going on. There's a hell of a lot going on here, and I don't know really what is going on. So you need to clean this up, make it very, very simple. Here I don't know what you are aiming for. Okay, look at that. This button is actually lost in there. Do you really need these pictures here? I don't know. I like that you got a contact form there. That's good. That's excellent. But your contact form is spreading across the screen. Maybe you could just make it into a 2-column form. What I can do for you. See, this part is really good. I do websites, I do mobile apps, I do web apps, right? And I do hosting. It needs a bit of cleaning up, but I like that you got the information right there. Yeah. Oh, this is your company name. Ntobeko. Yeah. Very good. Just check your spelling and your grammar over here, and try and do away with these hover effects. Look at this. This is making me feel dizzy now. All right. And is this the landing page? This is your home page. Okay. So now look at this. Right. Your home page and your landing page are two separate pages. This is not right. You need to tweak it. Ask the support crew how you can change it. So when people come to your website landing page, they don't come to this page. I don't know what's going on here, whether this is a page you intended. Actually, that's not supposed to be. This one, the home page, this is supposed to be your landing page. You need to fix this up. Okay, but remember, do away with most of the colors. You see the colors here, there's just too much colors here. These hover effects, not so good. And there's a lot of animation effects I see you using. Maybe cut down on the animations. Let's go to your portfolio. Cool. All right, this photo, try and get somebody to do a good head and shoulder photo of you. They can take it with a cell phone. I like the fact that you got a picture of you. It makes it more friendly. Services, recent work. You see, the name of this page is my portfolio, right? With my portfolio of work, I would suggest you put your recent work right up there, right on the top of your page. And instead of just having hyperlinks, do what Zakia did. Put actual pictures. Look at her portfolio. Look at that. You see the difference? Yours is just a one-line hyperlink. Hers is a picture and a little description. A picture and a description. So change that and you'll be good to go. Once you got that, remember, your website as a web developer is your business. Your website is your business. You don't want people to come to your Shisanyama store and see there's dirt lying around and it's everything is untidy. You want, when people enter, they must see there's this beautiful, clean place where they can buy their food and they can eat, they can sit down, and there's maybe a view. You understand? So it's the same with your website. You want your website to be clean and beautiful as possible, so when people come there, they can see your professionalism come across. And let me give you the most valuable advice in web design. Don't reinvent the wheel. Copy somebody else. Just copy. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll hand off back to you, Ntobeko. Do you have any questions? And also we'll open up the discussion for questions. Akifa, if you have questions coming across from Facebook or from the Zoom chat, please go for it. But we're going to give Ntobeko, our guest, the first option. Go for it, Ntobeko.
Yes, okay. Like, my question is that, like, when I'm open, okay, I'm gonna open my company. So it'd be like, okay, it'd be like, I don't know, like, I think I'm just making an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're gonna be having a situation where we're gonna have maybe some student, like having some student, and then what I'm trying to say that when my business is running, you'll be able to assist me and my staff to, like, because we're gonna have some student ascending to my company, so you can assist me to, like, to have a bursary for my student or learnership or internship, like Edno, because I was looking at Edno. I wasn't know Ntobeko before, but I was facing a problem. Like, most of the students I was contacting me because was want to do the learnership internship course. It's Edno. Yeah. I was supposed to go there and meet Ntobeko, and most of the students was thinking this. I'm working with Ntobeko, but I wasn't working with Ntobeko, which was the first time I know Ntobeko. And then lots of students I was asking for help. That you want to study, if you want to study, or you want to study, plenty of them I got many of them. Others are still on queue because, like I said, just for now was 150, and then 50 you're gonna start on June. So one of them, he just puts him on Friday. Was lucky because was 49. Then he puts him, then was 50.
Right.
Today, he just give a feedback that the person that was replacing him, he was lost the phone. So today he's back. So the problem is this person, so he has to wait until June so that he can go in June group. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't understand your question there.
My question is that, see, like my company, like would be maybe okay. Let's say it's a non-organization. It's a non-organization. It's a non-profit organization. So you will assist me to have like assist me with leadership so that I can have a group of students maybe doing work for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, we always got students available who are looking for internship programs, whether it's a non-profit or not. And my advice is, if you're doing your web design business, don't make it a non-profit. It must be a for-profit business, and you need to grow the business. If you look at successful web design businesses, they never ever become non-profits. They have to be for-profit businesses. And as far as the costing and business model, we can have a separate conversation about. We actually discussed this in the previous episode of African Techpreneur. But we'll take other questions now. Akifa, fire away. What questions do you have?
Well, today we actually have quite a few going on. Firstly, well done to Sharbanu on her website. And she also just mentioned that she has another potential client from the website that she created. So that's awesome.
It goes without saying, it's a domino effect. One person is successful, and here's the thing with websites nowadays. People want to see value, right? Business people want to see return on investment. You made this website for me, now give it life, in a sense that show me return on my investment. And the fact that her sister is already getting orders, that in itself is enough testimonial. So my advice to you guys is, to all of you guys, is don't just build a website and walk away. Build a website, offer social media services, offer marketing services to bring life, to get visits to that website.
Okay. So here's a question from Palesa. I have a question. Do I need a website or portfolio site to put myself out there as a business, or is it acceptable to merge both? So I think what she's trying to ask there is like, her portfolio, her, personal profile versus pushing out and, promoting web development or those kind of services.
Yeah, well, look, firstly, it's up to you. Secondly, there's no reason why you shouldn't have both in one. Your portfolio website is something that's yours. It's your space. We are giving you the hosting as an IT varsity student, and why go and build something else and maintain two separate websites on two separate servers? Put them both into one. So then in that case, you're branding yourself not as a business, but as a web designer who is running a business. I don't know if you're getting it. Okay, so here's an example, right? If I say a store like Edgar's, right? That's just a business. But you could also start up your own shop and say Palesa Designs, where everybody knows that you are the person behind it, you are the brain behind it, but it's your business also. So what you could do with your portfolio website is that make it your personal brand, make it your business website, show off the work that you've done, and also show off your own personal achievements. So you could have a page about yourself, show your qualifications, your achievements, and things like that. So I would recommend at this early stage, don't make two separate websites.
Actually, another question from her that came through a bit earlier was, are there different layouts for different types of businesses, or it all depends on the customer's needs?
It depends on the customer's needs, but there are certain certain guidelines. You know, for example, if you are doing a website, for example, for a food outlet, a takeaway, or for an art gallery, there'll be two separate, obviously two separate layouts and two separate aesthetics that go with each one.
Okay, and then I've got another one from Sherbano. Sherbano's asking, with regards to exposure for the website, our website doesn't show up on Google when you search for it. I don't know why. How would someone who wants to get themselves out there get themselves on that platform if it doesn't come up automatically?
It will come up. It will. Yeah, look, it will come up automatically. If you have built this website in WordPress, if it hasn't come up, normally it takes a couple of weeks before you see it on Google. But if you haven't, then just check your WordPress settings, because there is a setting to make your website invisible to search engines. Perhaps if it hasn't appeared, then that setting has been activated. If it still doesn't work, then let's take this conversation offline. We can discuss this in a separate conversation. And search engine optimization is a big thing also. You want, when somebody searches patisserie or custom cakes, that this site comes up first. WordPress is excellent when it comes to search engine optimization out of the box, but there are strategies that you can use for SEO, but that's a whole topic in itself. It takes years to learn it properly.
Okay, and then I have another question from Valesa, where she's asking, I have a client that I'm building a website for free. How can I optimize that opportunity for them to pay for my services? And I think this is definitely one of those questions that we actually cover as well. But yeah, you can take it, or I could answer.
I don't understand the question.
If you want to take it, or I can take over the question.
Yeah, no, I can answer that. I think, look, you built the website for free, and when you are building websites for free, make it clear with the client that it doesn't come with any ongoing support. Maybe you'll support them for 3 months or so. Maybe do a bit of, obviously you're going to do bug fixes, a bit of support, but then bundle that with other services, right? Like ongoing maintenance, social media marketing, graphic design, photography, and beyond the initial website, they'll have to either pay for that ad hoc, meaning whenever they want it, or you just put them on a retainer. Every month they pay you so much, and you'll do X amount of work for them. So, for example, you pay me 1,000 rands a month, and I'll give you 4 hours of work. I think at your stage, with your skill level, 250 rand an hour is fair. You shouldn't go too much less than that. You're going to go 200 rands an hour. That's still somewhat okay, but it's going to get tough. So if you're going 200 rands an hour, it's 5 hours, 250, you got 4 hours, and you give them that amount of service, and then give them a little something extra. That's what I would recommend. But at some stage, when you've gone to your second or third website and you're more confident, then start asking for a development price upfront, anything from 6,000 rands upwards. 6,000 for a properly designed 4-page website. Obviously, they provide the content, the copy, and the images and the graphics and everything. If they want more than that, like for example, they don't have a company logo, and you're going to design that for them, then obviously there's an additional charge there.
Okay, then we've got another question from Lucy. What are the most important things to put into a portfolio website?
The most important thing to put in your portfolio website is the work you've done, is the systems that you've already developed. And you guys are fortunate, being IT varsity students, that you are constantly building applications. So when you build something, make sure it's on your portfolio website. That is the most important. I promise you, people will come to your website. They're not going to look at your picture. They're not going to look at your name. They're not going to look at your qualifications and what PhDs and bachelor's degrees you got. They're going to go straight there and they're going to look for that. So that is the most important. So if you can help it on your home page, have your logo and your picture there, and immediately after that have a beautiful, beautifully designed list of all the things, all the work that you have done, and let people see, because that's what sells ultimately. And then on a subsequent page you can have your personal details and things like that. And there's also the aspect of your blog. Have a blog. Your blog is and this is advice for Sherbanu also. A blog is a good way to get bumped up in your search engine rankings.
There's another question from Lucy. I already have a few places or groups I have joined where I can advertise myself as a web developer. What are the other good platforms where I can advertise myself?
So there are freelance websites that you can go and register yourself on, like Fiverr. But I think we're going to put out a blog post on the IT Varsity website with other examples of freelance websites. So basically you go, you register, you put out your offer that you are a web designer based in South Africa, and this is the work that you've done, and this is your price for a website, and then you just promote that on social media. Also, speaking of social media, you need to be very active on social media. Everything that you're doing, you need to share. Even stuff that you're learning. You read an interesting article about CSS or about WordPress or about search engine optimization, or you attended this webinar, you attended this episode. Share it and say, good advice for web designers. It'll do both of us a favor.
Okay, I've got another question here from Tima Tonzi. I've always wanted to know, once your website goes live, do you pay to keep it in the web, and how much, for how long? So I think she's talking about hosting fees, and then you can answer that bit and then I'll continue.
Okay, I think that this needs to be our last question because we've gone way over time and I got a meeting at 12. So there is hosting fees. Look, your portfolio website, if you are an IT Varsity student, I don't know if she's an IT Varsity student. If you are, you get free hosting from us. But if you're not, it costs about, I think, 100 rands a month.
150, they're about.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to leave it there. There's quite a bit of comments. I think today was one of those days where everyone was quite engaged. So thank you so much for that, Bilal. I think we have a lot of more questions that will come through. But as always, I would advise our students, speak to your support team, use our Slack platform, and we'll obviously get to your questions there as well.
Absolutely. And if you're not a student, then you can ask the questions on the Facebook comments, and we'll be sure to answer. Okay, guys, thanks a lot very much. Ntobeko, thanks a lot. Thanks very much, and all the best in your new business. I hope you become a massive success. We're going to be watching you very closely, and if you need any help at all, you got a home to come to. Thanks a lot, guys.